The 3 days the world held its breath. The sky grew dark at midday. The wind stopped. The ground trembled. And on a Roman cross, Jesus of Nazareth whispered his final words. "It is finished." Then he bowed his head, and the breath left his body. Day 1, the silence of Friday. Jerusalem went quiet in a way it never had before. The curtain in the temple, thick as a man's hand, ripped from top to bottom, as if heaven itself had reached down and torn it apart. No priest touched it. No knife cut it. God did. Soldiers stood frozen. A hardened centurion swallowed hard and said, "Surely, this was the Son of God." Before nightfall, a man named Joseph of Arimathea wrapped Jesus' broken body in linen and laid him in a borrowed tomb. A heavy stone was rolled across the entrance. The seal was set. Guards were posted. Hope, it seemed, was buried. That night, the disciples hid behind locked doors. Mary wept. The earth rested. Jesus was dead. Day 2, the waiting of Saturday. Saturday came, but the world felt wrong. The tomb was still sealed. The guards still stood watch. The followers still mourned. But though his body lay still, Jesus was not finished working. Beyond what human eyes could see, Christ stepped into the realm of the dead, not as a victim, not in chains, but as a king who had won the war. No suffering, no defeat, only victory. He announced what hell never wanted to hear. Sin was paid for. Death was conquered. The grave had lost its grip. The powers of darkness realized too late. Killing him had been their greatest mistake. Above the ground, the world waited. Below the ground, the enemy trembled. Day 3, the morning of Sunday. Before the sun rose, the earth shook again. An angel descended, not to let Jesus out, but to show the world he was already gone. The stone rolled away. The guards fell like dead men. When the women arrived at the tomb, they found it empty. And a voice said, "Why do you seek the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen." Death blinked and lost. Jesus rose, not as a ghost, not as a memory, but alive. Wounds still visible. Glory now shining. He would walk. He would speak. He would eat with his friends. And fear would turn into faith. Why 3 days? Because God had written it into the story long before. Long enough to prove he was truly dead. Short enough to show death had no power to keep him. Perfectly timed to fulfill prophecy. Chosen to reveal that waiting is not the same as losing. The disciples thought God was late. He was right on time. The ending that never ends. Jesus did not just rise for himself. He rose. So guilt could be forgiven. So graves would not have the final word. So death would become a doorway, not a prison. And that is why, even now, believers whisper with confidence. Because he lives, I will live also.